questions. Firstly, are you agnostic about God?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I believe that there's the potential for there to be something out there that is like a higher power, but
Yeah.
I feel like there's no real basis that we can say it is one way or the other.
Well, there's plenty of basis because you can see evidence for a designer. I mean, I don't want to use the word designer because it's become controversial, that word. But someone who appears to have made all of this, because this is all mathematical. It's not random. You know, when random things pop up and things when they're not controlled, they don't produce results, generally speaking. You don't get sophistication from random events. You can't get a species that has organs specifically working for a purpose. You don't get that from random events. I mean, we have no examples of that in history.
To me, I think that it could be random though.
No,
you know?
could be is not good enough for a believer. For someone who needs conviction, someone who needs, I mean, for could be, you will have to give evidence, not the other way around. I don't have to give you the evidence because it's evident. It is self-explanatory. If you look at things, species, for example, right? You see sophistication, you see design, you see a plan, you see even your eye, for example. You know, it's far more powerful than a camera. The most powerful camera humans have invented. Your eye is, I don't have the calculations. I don't know the calculations in the mathematics. But what I know for sure is that the eye, human, human eye is far more sophisticated and complicated than your camera. How did that happen? Is that like an accident? Something happened, it took millions of years?
Yeah,
and then,
exactly.
No.
To me, it's years and years of evolution and the body adapting to its surroundings.
This is what agnostics claim. I mean, by the way, I don't believe there are any atheists in the world. Atheists don't exist. Atheism as an idea exists, but atheism or atheists don't exist because all atheists, I believe, are agnostics. They just don't have enough conviction to believe in a creator, right? I mean, there is, because to claim to be an atheist, it is a position to hold, and you have to sustain that position with evidence. Can atheists prove God doesn't exist? Absolutely not. They cannot.
In the same token, I think that you can't prove that.
No,
God
we can.
exists.
We can prove. It depends. It depends on how you define evidence.
So
if you are purely naturalistic, if you don't want to go into metaphysical discussions, philosophical discussions, then we are limited with evidence. Then we are confined to your view of evidence. Okay, what do we mean by evidence? Okay, evidence, you have to expand, you have to argue philosophically, you have to look at metaphysical realities as well.
So in Islam, the evidence is that everything is so complicated and that we are the way that we are.
In Islam, the evidence is the universe is not self-created. We did not create it. Okay, it did not create itself. Then where did it come from? It has a beginning. It has a beginning.
I agree with that, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So this is the evidence in Islam. It's directly from the Quran. What I just said, it is directly from that book. That the universe did not pop into existence by itself or out of nothing, number one. Number two, we did not create the universe, the humans, okay, or any other species for that matter. And it did not create itself because it cannot create itself. Okay, it cannot, for it to create itself, it has to be in existence in the first place, right? Okay.
See, I don't know. I don't feel like I know enough or I'm smart enough to think about the creation of the universe.
Put your agnosticism aside. Go with facts. Go with things you can assess, not things you don't know about, right? There are many wild ideas out there in human minds. Many wild ideas. If we start taking every single idea seriously, then we are in big trouble, right? That's why we have to go with facts. What are the facts? The facts are the universe exists. We agree,
Yeah,
right?
I agree. Yep.
We agree it had a beginning, right?
Yep.
We both agree,
Yep.
right? Then there are three options. It came from nothing. Can that be a possibility?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
No, nothing comes from nothing. That's a logical impossibility.
don't know enough about the universe.
No, nothing comes from nothing. Okay, that's a logical impossibility. So you're now being illogical.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Okay, so the universe, first option is it came from nothing. That option is out.
Okay.
The second option is it created itself. That option is out. Logically,
the third option being something created it.
Something create. I mean, we. The third option is we, the humans, or the species. We created it. That option is also out because there is no evidence for that. We are not kept. We are within the universe. We are within the universe. We cannot be. And if these three options are out, then what is the only option left? An all-powerful, let's say albeit unknown entity, created the universe, put it there, and this entity has to have at least two qualities, if not more. At least two qualities. Number one, extremely powerful, because the universe contains immense power. We have billions of galaxies, and even if we were to look at our own galaxy, we see immense power. What do I mean by power? We see energy, we see planets. Let's talk about our solar system. Let's narrow the discussion down to our solar system. Our solar system consists of the sun that shines upon us right now. It's a burning ball of fire each and every single second. I mean, it's right now, you can't look at it. You can't. I mean, if you look at it, you can see it, but you can't look at it because it will, basically it will damage your eyes, right? Okay, why? Because there is immense light coming from it. Where is this light coming from? It's coming from explosions taking place on the surface. The heat is coming from those explosions. The radiations are coming from those explosions. And each one of those explosions, or one of those flares, when the explosion takes place, you see those flares? Each one of those flares is equivalent to at least, if not more, 200 billion atomic bombs. How many? How many?
2 billion?
200.
200?
200 billion. Can you imagine 10 atomic bombs going off on this planet?
Yeah.
So with our modern technology?
So I get what you're saying, like everything is so powerful.
No. It doesn't stop there. It's a lot bigger than that. These explosions. So now the sun is so powerful, it contains so much energy, it is forever exploding, forever burning, non-stop. We don't know the supply of energy, we don't know the source of energy, it's happening. We know it's happening. And then it's rightly placed. It has a constant. It has been placed at a spot that if it was moved backwards or forwards, we would cease to exist. We, the planet Earth, would cease to exist. So it's like a clock. It's like a very sophisticated system, the solar system in particular. Forget about the galaxy. Forget about our galaxy and billions of other galaxies and what they contain. Okay, so I'm trying to explain to you the power of the one who has put all of this there.
Yeah, it's nuts. If there is one, it's crazy.
No. There is, to me, it's clear. There is no if and there is no but. There is someone, because look, the solar system is far more sophisticated than your skyscrapers and your private jets you fly around on your computers. It's far more sophisticated than that. It's mathematically placed. It's mathematically planned. Okay? And it cannot just fall into place by an accident. Right? Because accidents occur again and again. They can happen anytime. And we know we've been here for millions of years. And we are we're still surviving. We still get the right amount of heat, the right amount of light, the right amount of radiations. Okay?
Yeah.
If the sun is moved from its constant where it is right now, let's say an accident happens, the sun moves from its place a few yards backwards.
Yeah, we're screwed, yeah.
We're finished, we're gone.
Yeah.
So now, you tell me, there are two options. There is no third option. Either this is uncontrolled, unplanned accident that happened and here we are, or it is planned, controlled, and here we are. There is no third option. There is no third option. And this is what we are told in the Quran, that these are three options. The universe, it came from itself, or it came from nothing, or you created it. if these three options don't exist, then think of a fourth option, which is the creator, or the maker, or the designer, the sustainer, the planner. Call him what you like. Call him what you like.
And this is my question, because I'm so ignorant towards Islam. I don't even know your prophet. It's Muhammad, right?
How do you know he doesn't exist?
No,
we have evidence
that
he exists.
I'm not saying that he doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I'm asking, like, I want to know more about your religion.
First question is God. I'm okay. Jazakallah khair. First question is God.
And who is God in Islam? I'm not sure.
Okay,
I'm just trying to learn.
God is the one I explained to you just now.
Right.
This is God. To us, this is God, the powerful. And now the second quality I was going to come to. The first quality, the first characteristic is power. Immense, extreme power that you cannot measure. Me and you cannot measure. All of us put together with our calculators and devices, we cannot measure his power because we don't even know what's out there. We don't even know what's out there. We only know what we can see with our little devices and little telescopes and the Hubble and whatever other names we give to, Hubble telescope and all those. And I'm sure there are more sophisticated things now. Okay, I'm a bit, how can I put it, outdated?
Yeah.
On these things. I'm not a scientist. I don't study science. I'm a theorist. I study history. So I'm just trying my best to explain these things philosophically.
So I am a scientist, and I think that's why I struggle with religion. Any religion, trying to pick one or the other.
Before you go to religion is throw it out of the picture. I'm not discussing religion with you. I'm discussing how did the universe come about? How did we get this solar system? How did we get our galaxy and then billions of other galaxies? Where did this come from is the question. It's not religion. Forget religion. Who cares about religion? Religion comes later, brother. Religion is very, very late. First, we need to address the entity that is responsible for all of this. Either it's an accident, a grand, magnificent, civilized accident. I'm calling it a civilized accident, right? Or this is not an accident. This is a planner, a very powerful entity, and who is not only powerful, also very intelligent. Very, very intelligent and wise. How? Because in order to make this solar system, you have to be very intelligent. You have to be able to calculate. You have to have cognition. You have to have a will. You have to have power to implement, to apply that will. Okay, so all of these characteristics are there. We can actually deduce these characteristics from what we see around us. So this is very, very important. Now you tell me whether this is an accident or this is intentional implementation of a plan.
Me, I don't know. I'm one person.
Okay. What is more, looking at what I said, what is more probable?
I don't even know if I can put like a probability on things, to be honest.
What makes more sense? A plan, a design, mathematics, which is definitely the case. There is mathematics between the sun and the earth. There is mathematics going on, right? The solar system is mathematically placed. Not only the sun, in fact, other planets are directly relevant to our existence on this planet. If you mess with the moon, forget the sun, leave the sun in its place. You mess with the moon, what do you think is going to happen?
I mean, I'm not an astrophysicist, but
okay.
I'm sure a bunch of things
and it doesn't stop. The ecosystem we have on this planet, the ecosystem, how animals live, the bee, just mess with the bee. Mess with the bee, and that's it. Game over. Right? So
I don't know what game over.
No. I mean, these are very basic examples I'm giving you, childish examples. These are childish examples.
Okay.
Let's not get sophisticated. Let's get childish, right?
Okay.
Even if you use 2 brain cells, you don't have to use all those brain cells in your brain. 2 brain cells. You can see, hold on a second, this cannot be an accident. This is not an accident. This is not unplanned random events. This is someone giving those wings to the bee, the ability to go around, okay, do what it does, and then facilitate our ecosystem. And then it doesn't, I mean, if we come to planet Earth on this little tiny dot, in the grand scheme of things, there is a lot happening here in the planet Earth. Before we get to the sun, the solar system, and then beyond in our galaxy, within our galaxy, and beyond, within all of those billions of galaxies, there is a world that's not known to us.
Yeah.
Okay. All of this is not accident, my brother. This is not accident.
I'm open to that idea, yeah.
Okay, so you're open to that idea. I'm glad you're open now. Okay, open a bit more. Okay, open your heart a bit more. Don't be biased towards evidence and basic facts that you can actually assess and see. All of this, just be very basic. There are two options. There is no third option. There is no third option. Either this is all a very magnificent civilized accident that continues to happen. It's not stopping, is it? These accidents are not stopping. We are still getting mathematically planned species popping up every single day. Right now as we speak, things are coming into being. Okay, according to a system. There is a system, there is mathematics. 21 days. You give the right amount of heat to an egg, and 21 days later a chick hatches. A chick comes out, right? With fully formed wings, beak, eyes, lungs, a digestive system, and there is nothing inside that shell. You can't go in, nothing comes out. Just the right amount of heat, 21 days. Okay, not more, not less. Who the hell is doing this? Is this an accident? Or okay,
I mean, there's a scientific explanation for that, but I see what you're saying.
Look. When it comes to explanations, when it comes to explanations, you can make an elephant look like a pigeon. I saw a pigeon, so a pigeon came to my mind. And I'm from Pakistan. In Pakistan, the police can definitely do that. This is a joke, by the way. Okay. There's a joke about the Pakistani police, that there was a big businessman who had his private zoo. He lost one of his deers. Someone stole the deer or someone killed the deer, and he called the police. You have to find my deer or I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. The police gets worried and they go, and then they bring an elephant after a while, right? And they are beating the elephant. The elephant is saying, I am the deer. I'm the deer. So the joke is that they can make an elephant confess to be a deer.
Okay,
yeah, that's the joke. So it was a side joke, it was a digression. But coming back to our point, you see, what was the initial point, the elephant and the pigeon?
Trying to prove things with scientific
concepts. Explanations, people, academics, scientists can do wonders. They can do wonders. They use this intelligence that has been given to them. It has been put in their minds. They don't even think about this intelligence. Where the hell did this come from? Can random blind processes give us cognition that we use today to reject the source of this cognition? I'm asking you a question. Can random blind processes, random blind unplanned processes give us cognition that you and I have?
Can random blind processes give us cognition?
Yeah. The cognition you and I possess today.
Ability to think?
Ability to think, to calculate, to assess, and to reach conclusions. This is what we call cognition.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole science behind it. No neuroscience.
Of course, I know the science behind it. I don't study it, but I know there is science behind it. Of course, I am asking you a philosophical question. Can random, blind, unplanned processes give you the cognition you possess and I possess today?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know.
No, the question is, the answer is no. The answer is no, because cognition is not random, it's not blind. Okay, we have the ability to think, to assess, to reach certain conclusions and draw conclusions, right?
Sure, yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
This cannot come from blind, unplanned, random processes.
Yeah,
As scientists, some scientists, not all scientists, by the way, when people say science, they think science is all for atheism. No, there are actually the biggest number of scientists in the world are theists. Did you know that?
Atheists?
Theists, people who believe in a God.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, whether they're Christians or Muslims or Jewish, okay? The highest number of scientists, okay, in the world are theists. That's what my research tells me.
Yeah, anecdotally I can speak to that too. I know.
Okay, so then science.
Yeah.
When you say science, what do you mean science? Science can be twisted. It can be used to make any argument. It can be used to make an argument for God, It can be, firstly, God is not a question of science as we know it today. Science today is Eurocentric. It has been developed in its current form in the West, and the West became agnostic increasingly, especially in the last 2 centuries. Okay, since the Enlightenment, since the 18th century, Western scholars, thinkers, philosophers, even philosophers of science have been basically very naturalistic or empiricists in their approach to a science. Okay, they used a number of different methods to reach their conclusions, right? So currently science is Eurocentric, or it's more westernized, right? Back in the day, we had scientists working in the Muslim civilization for over 1,000 years. We had the best scientists in the world, but science wasn't like it is today. That science was not agnostic or atheistic. That science was completely theistic, and they were still making progress. They were still coming up with theories and ideas, and that's why we are here today. We are standing on the shoulders of Muslim giants, to add the caveat, Muslims, right? Science today, right now as we speak, stands on the shoulders of Muslim giants. People like Newton in the 18th century and other scientists were directly inspired by Muslim authors from the Middle Ages, and science was not atheistic or agnostic at that time. Today, some bigots are using science somehow as an argument against God. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that, okay? Because there are others doing the same thing. They are using science to prove God. And when we see science today, which is entirely naturalistic and empiricist in its approach, when you look at the philosophy of science, it defines evidence in a particular way, okay? And then everyone has to stick to that definition of evidence, and it brings it down to physical evidence, okay? Unless you show God physically, we're not going to believe him. So therefore, God, because it's a metaphysical idea, it is a supernatural thing, it cannot fit into the domain of science as we know it today, because science is entirely naturalistic. Science does not comment on the supernatural. It does not deal with the supernatural. It has nothing to say on the supernatural phenomenon, right? So science is not relevant to our discussion, brother.
Yeah.
Science cannot help us, nor can it, it doesn't help us, or it doesn't not help us.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you can't. That's my issue with religion, is that you can't.
So don't use science in a discussion on God.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Science is limited. It's limited by scope. It's limited by its definition of evidence.
Right.
So we cannot use science as a tool to either argue for or against God.
And that's what sucks about it, right? Because if there was evidence to prove, or if science proved one way or the other, then
it doesn't prove it. It doesn't.
I know it sucks.
The question, the metaphysical question remains: where did this all come from? The science doesn't tell you.
Yeah, I know.
Science doesn't tell you where it all came from, why it came in the first. Science doesn't tell you where and why. Science is very, very limited. It can only go up to a certain limit, right?
And there's theories just like religion,
Okay, and that's why these atheists and agnostics, they call it the God of gaps, right? They call this God, you're just using this God to fill these gaps and all these, So,
I only have a few minutes left, but my main purpose in coming here was to just learn a little bit more about Islam.
Did you learn anything today?
I did, yeah, a little bit. I guess where can I go to learn more? Is it a matter of reading this?
Okay, no, this is not a book. If you're looking for science in there, it's not a book.
I'm not looking for science.
Okay.
I just want to learn
This
more
is a
about
book
Islam.
on metaphysical realities.
Okay.
This is a book revealed by the maker of all of this, we believe, and we have reasons to believe that as well. We have no doubt, I have no doubt, that this book comes from the maker of the universe, the entity, and he tells us what he wants from us. He's telling us in this book what he wants from. I am the one who made you. I'm the one who formed you. Look, for example, you go to chapter 2 of the Quran. It tells us who he is. Chapter 2, verse 116 and 17.
Off the dome, nice.
I have some verses memorized, so. Okay, it says, 117. Chapter 2, verse 117. Originator of the heavens and the earth. Okay? That means the originator of the universe.
Yep.
Okay? when he decrees a matter, he only says to it, be, and it is, it becomes. So he has the power to bring all of this about. This is not a question of science. This is a question of metaphysics, the supernatural. Okay? So all of this is supernatural, by the way. Yeah? You choose to look at it through a naturalistic lens, through an empirical lens. You choose to do that. But there are other realities beyond your naturalistic and empirical lens that cannot be seen through that lens. This is what you have to look into, right? There is a reality out there that science fails to show you, cannot show you, does not have the ability to show you. That's it.
I will read it, brother, and I will come to a conclusion as best as I can.
Yeah, and if you have questions, keep coming back. Are you from London?
No, I'm from the US, man.
Oh, you're from the US.
I fly back the 28th.
Oh, you're leaving soon.
Yeah.
Okay, but in any case, keep in touch. Stay in touch with us.
For sure.
I don't know if you have our social media accounts. You can get in touch with.
Can I find this somewhere? There's a lot of things going on.
You will find it there, bro. I don't know. These guys, there are so many comments in the videos. They don't have the time to check all those comments. But I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. You can find me Adnan Rashid. My name is Adnan Rashid. You'll find these videos and you'll see my name there. Just type that name and message me, and just hope that I see the message, inshallah, because I get a lot of messages as well. So sometimes I can't respond. But don't stop. If you don't get a response from them or from me, don't stop your research. Look into these discussions. Talk to Muslim intellectuals. That's a very important caveat. Don't go to an imam in the masjid and ask him questions he cannot answer, because imams are not trained to answer these questions. You must go to Muslim academics and intellectuals who are able to address these questions. Okay, I'm not saying imams are not intellectuals. There are intellectual imams, but not every single imam is trained in these kind of things to answer these questions or to address these points.
Gotcha.
Okay, your name?
Charlie.
Charlie, nice to meet you, man. My name is Adnan Rashid.
Okay.
Gotcha. Thank you so much. Nice meeting you.
Let me get your Instagram. Let me write it down real quick.
Oh yeah.
I don't have service here, so I'm just gonna type it in my notes.
Okay.